It's Friday, July 31st, and time for your Barbados Today Morning News Update. Draconian and heavy-handed. That's how Communications and Marketing Officer of the Alliance Owners of Public Transport, Mark Haynes, describes a decision by the COVID-19 Monitoring Unit to pull 18 public service vehicles off the road for not observing the COVID-19 protocols. On Wednesday, Director of the unit Ronald Chapman revealed that the guilty PSVs were ordered not to run for the remainder of the day after it was observed that operators and commuters were not wearing masks in some instances. However, Haynes maintained that a warning should have been issued to the operators first and owners notified before any action was taken.
I think that it's only fair and reasonable that the driver and conductor, once found to be in breach for at least the first time, that there should be given a warning of the infraction, and simultaneously the owner should be informed. If subsequent to this they repeat the offense, then only temporary action should be taken. Ordering the PSV off the road for first offense appears to be too draconian or very high-handed by the COVID-19 Monitoring Unit. This is punitive, and I therefore call on the management of the COVID-19 Monitoring Unit to please consider my recommendation.
Haynes again urged all operators and commuters to adhere to the COVID-19 protocols. He explained that the directives were in place to ensure the health and safety of everyone.
It is with deep regret that I learned that some 18 PSVs were pulled off the road on Wednesday, the 29th of July, by officers of the COVID-19 Monitoring Unit as a consequence of COVID-19 protocols that were breached. Once again, I implore all drivers, conductors, and commuters to please adhere to the reign of masks. We are in a new norm because this disease is highly contagious, and the reign of masks is to help mitigate against its spread. This is primarily for everyone's safety. It is imperative that everyone be in conformity with all of government's COVID-19 protocols.
95 nurses from Ghana finally touched down at the Grantley Adams International Airport last evening, more than 7 months after they were scheduled to arrive in Barbados. The nurses were transported by 3 shuttles to the temporary arrival hall, where they were greeted by Minister of Health and Wellness, Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Bostic, newly installed Minister of Tourism and International Transport Lisa Cummins, and Executive Chairman of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, Juliet Bino Sutherland. During a brief press conference, Minister Bostic welcomed the healthcare workers who have been contracted to work here for 2 years.
Which I think is the most important thing at this point in time, is to say on behalf of the Prime Minister, the government, and indeed the fine people of Barbados, to warmly welcome our brothers and sisters from Ghana to Barbados.
Thank you.
This is a momentous occasion in several ways. In spite of the challenges that would have confronted us over the last several months to get to this point, the moment has finally come. And I want to say that it is a pleasure because, first of all, this is a continuation of an initiative that was started by the Honorable Prime Minister for us to reconnect with our brothers and sisters from Africa. And of course, Ghana being the ancestral home. It is also momentous because what happened today is that we had a direct flight from Africa to Barbados.
Minister Bostic said the nurses would be working at the QEH and Geriatric Hospital, as well as several polyclinics across the island. He said that their presence would not only help in the fight against COVID-19, but in delivering quality healthcare service in all aspects.
You have arrived in Barbados at a very, very opportune time. Because yes, we, like you are, we are fighting the COVID pandemic, COVID-19. And we have a saying in Barbados, no retreat, no surrender. But that is not the only thing that we have to deal with as a Ministry of Health. We have the remainder of the healthcare sector to take care of, even though we are fighting this battle. And your presence here today, and certainly when you start to work in a couple of weeks' time, would enhance our capacity to deliver the quality healthcare services that we have been doing for years and that we will continue to do. And that even though we have to divert some of our efforts towards fighting COVID, we are now in a better position to deal with the remainder of the healthcare system in Barbados. And we are very happy that you're here.
Yes. Spokeswoman for the nurses, Lauren A.N. Atupli, said the group was happy to finally be in Barbados. She said that they were eagerly looking forward to working hard and enjoying their stay on the island.
I want to say thank you very much for welcoming us, and greetings from our President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and our Minister of Health, and all the human resource personnel at the Ministry of Health. Greetings from them to you, and greetings from Ghana to all of you all. We pray that we're going to have very good communication, very, very good interactions and all that, and we're going to have a very good stay here for the next 2 or more years. And we promise to work hard to deliver good service to everyone and be at peace with everyone, and we will feel welcome at home, and we'll also feel at home. Thank you very much.
The COVID-19 pandemic is taking its toll on some of the most prominent businesses in Barbados, as more workers are set to join thousands already on the breadline. After signaling in his last statement to shareholders in May that difficult decisions were coming, Chief Executive Officer of Cape Shepherd & Co. Limited, John Williams, announced on Wednesday that the parent company was facing mounting losses and was forced to write down almost $40 million in investments in Duty-Free Caribbean Holdings, which operates the flagship department stores Cape Shepherd, Colombian Emeralds, Pages Bookstores, Jewelers Warehouse, and Duty-Free Caribbean. Given the massive losses since COVID-19 hit and other factors, Williams said that the directors of Cape Shepherd & Co. had decided not to put any more money in shoring up these retail businesses operating on the Duty-Free Caribbean Holdings.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To news from the region, the Antigua and Barbuda government defends its decision to extend the state of emergency in the country by 3 months. More in this report from ABS News.
We have 91 confirmed cases, 67 imported cases, and 24 non-imported cases. And we have 21 active cases. Now, it seems as though, Mr. Speaker, that for some reason our people have become somewhat complacent and literally throwing caution to the wind.
Prime Minister the Honourable Gaston Brown piloting the resolution for an extension of the state of emergency by 3 months. Amid intense debate in some quarters, the Prime Minister explained the need for the measure to be extended.
You must be in a position to act quickly. must be nimble. So this state of emergency gives us the opportunity to act proactively and to take preventative measures to protect the population. How can any sensible, right-thinking person argue against what we're doing here?
He assures the public, should the government be in a position to end the state of emergency early, it will do so.
If miraculously COVID could have ended, let's say, within the next few weeks, we'll come right back to Parliament and bring the state of emergency to a premature end.
And finally, new coronavirus restrictions are now in effect in northern England after a spike in cases. Separate households in 9 areas across Greater Manchester, West Yorkshire and Lancashire were banned from meeting in homes and encouraged not to get together in pubs and restaurants. Health Secretary Matt Hancock said the increase in transmission was mainly due to people not observing social distancing.
Well, we're constantly vigilant, and we've been looking at the data, and unfortunately we've seen across parts of northern England an increase in the number of cases of coronavirus. So today I held a meeting of the government's Gold Committee, and working with local leaders, including, for instance, Andy Burnham, the Mayor of Greater Manchester, we've decided that we need to take action across Greater Manchester, East Lancashire and parts of West Yorkshire. So from midnight tonight, we are banning households meeting up indoors. We take this action with a heavy heart, but unfortunately it's necessary because we've seen that households meeting up and a lack of social distancing is one of the causes of this rising rate of coronavirus, and we'll do whatever is necessary to keep the country safe.
That's news. But for the very latest, visit us at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.